Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Cunningham. I'm a pitcher here at the St. John's baseball team, and I decided to write my speech on why the Astros should have a harsher consequence for their actions in the 2017 to 2019 seasons. So as a pitcher, like your goal is to get the batter out by deceiving them through the different types of pitches and changing the velocities and trying to keep the batter off balance. And the Astros, what they did is they stole the signs and used that to their advantage by making sure that their players knew what pitch was coming. And so it made it easier for the hitters to not get fooled by any change in speeds of the pitches. So it all started when Mike Fiers, a pitcher for the Astros during the 2017 playoffs, basically snitched on the team by saying, oh yeah, like in 2017 we were cheating and we were using cameras in center field to steal the signs from the catcher and relay it to the batter. And what the Astros did was to use the camera, like Mike Fiers had said, and relay the pitch call from the cameraman in center field to the dugout, and then the dugout would relay the message to the batter. And when they did this, first of all, technology in and of itself does not belong in baseball. And although there's all these new things coming out, you should never use the technology to steal the signs of the other team. So if it was that a pitcher if a pitcher was tipping his pitches or giving off some sort of signal as to what pitch was coming before the pitch, that's on the pitcher and it's the pitcher's fault. And in that case, it's not something done wrong by the other team. However, when a team uses a camera or any type of technology in order to steal a sign from the catchers or the pitcher for that matter, to tell the batter what pitch is coming, it becomes wrong and should not be allowed in any way. And in the 2017 playoffs, the Astros did this whole thing and it ended up leading to them winning the World Series. And one quick statistic as to how they how it is relevant when playing at home, because they were only able to use the center field camera when they were playing home games. While they were at home for home games, Altuve, their starting second baseman, hit 472, which means about 47% of the time he got a hit. And then in away games, he only hit 143 or 14%. Carlos Correa, their shortstop, hit 371 when they were at home, and then when they were away, so at other fields, he hit 211. And then Brian McCann, the catcher or designated hitter for that playoff that year, he batted 300 at home, which is really good, or 30% of the time. And then when he was away, he only batted .037, which is 3%. So he got hits 3% of the time. Now, in baseball, if a batting average is above 300 or 300 or above, it's really good, and they're considered all-star level stats. So when these three batters are all hitting really well and well above the mark that everybody marks as good, to then also when they were playing at away games, their batting average to be so bad that they're basically below average players, it's how are they able to it may raise the question as to how are these players able to hit so well when they're at home but not when they're away. It's the same pitchers pitching, it's the same pitches coming, it's just they're not able to hit it as well when they're away. And so and this, as we know now, is from the fact that they knew which pitch was coming. And when you know what pitch is coming, it makes it a lot easier to hit, because if you know a curveball is coming, you know that pitch is going to break a certain amount. And for a hitter or for a pitcher, that pitch breaks the same amount. For each pitcher, it's unique. However, it breaks the same amount for that pitcher each time. So if you know that the curveball is coming before the pitch, you can see where it looks like it's going, and you know where it's going to break to, so you know where to swing if it's a strike, and then if it's not a strike, you know to take the pitch and then take the ball and force those pitchers to come with pitches inside the strike zone and make it easier for you to hit. And that was just, it makes it very dangerous for a pitcher, for one, because then the pitcher is more likely to like get hit on the mound. So a line drive might get hit right back at them at up to 100 miles an hour off the bat. It could then really seriously injure a pitcher if the pitcher is unable to either get out of the way, or if the pitcher gets hit with it off like the chest or the head or the legs or something. It could cause issues and injuries. The current consequence for the Astros that they received is a $5 million fine, and then the loss of their first and second round draft picks in both the 2020 and 2021 first year player draft. This in and of itself is it's pretty like vicious, not vicious, but like harsh consequence. However, considering the like level to which the Astros performed this act of cheating, because it is cheating, is like it's to where it should be. They should have received more. So basically, none of the players who perform the cheating are getting punished in any way, shape, or form, which basically is saying that, oh, just because you guys cheated, like, we're just gonna not hurt, but punish your team, but not you guys individually, even though you did it. And then so like, in a way, I don't know if the players should be like fined, or I feel at the very least they should have at least been fined a little bit, because these are like players, these are all-star players that are making millions of dollars each season. But I don't know if it should be as far as suspending these players from playing in the MLB, because I mean, it was like something that I just feel like it's a little harsh to like not let these players play and ruin their entire careers because of one thing. However, they should at least be punished a little more than only costing the team $5 million and taking the first and second round picks of 2 drafts. If nothing else, I feel like the Astros should have their championship title, their World Series title, revoked, because in a way they cheated their way to a championship, and cheating is and should not be allowed. Also, each player I feel should not like have a chance at getting into the Hall of Fame, because, well, for example, Pete Rose, who has the record for most hits in his career in the entire MLB history, he isn't allowed to be in the Hall of Fame simply because he gambled on his own team winning. He bet that he would win a game, and so it's not something he could really throw and like say, all right, I bet that we would lose, so I'm going to make sure we lose and I'm going to win money. He said, I think we're going to win this game, so I'm going to bet on myself and just play to try to win. He didn't really change anything other than say, I'm going to risk my own money to make more money off me doing what I want to do. I just feel if these players, Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa, and Brian McCann, if these 3 players should be allowed to still have a chance at the Hall of Fame, I feel Pete Rose should still have a chance also at getting it. And at the end of the day, people have cheated all throughout, or people have stolen signs in the MLB all throughout history. However, none have ever, or not none, but none have gone to the extent the Astros did by using a camera in center field and having them relay the message all the way to the plate. And because they took it to a whole nother level, I feel like the Astros should have received a harsher punishment than they did.